Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, ancient temple. The stone walls whisper secrets that have been hidden for centuries. As you step inside, you feel a strange energy, one that resonates with something deep within your soul. It's not just the grand architecture or the intricate designs that capture your attention, it's something far more powerful. This is no ordinary structure. This is a place of control, a place where symbols and rituals have shaped the course of history, from the ancient empires to the secret societies that still operate today. But what if I told you that these hidden temples are not relics of the past? What if I told you they are very much alive today, influencing our world in ways most of us can't even begin to comprehend? The Illuminati, often dismissed as a mere conspiracy theory, is not just a shadowy group of elites. It's an intricate web of power, deeply rooted in ancient traditions, hidden in plain sight, shaping the world from behind closed doors. And these temples, they are not just places of worship. They are places of ritual, rituals that tap into the very forces that govern our consciousness. Their influence stretches far beyond the walls of these sacred spaces. It seeps into our cities, our politics, even our everyday lives. What if I told you that you, yes you, have unknowingly been walking through these places every day? The question is not whether these temples exist. The real question is, do you recognize them? And more importantly, do you understand their power? Stay with me as we dive deep into this mysterious world. Together, we'll uncover the hidden truths about the Illuminati, the symbols they use, and the secret rituals that have been shaping our world for millennia. You might not believe it now, but by the end of this journey, you'll start to see the world through a different lens. Are you ready to wake up? Let's begin. The Illuminati, a name that often brings to mind shadowy figures in darkened rooms, pulling the strings of global power, has long been the subject of conspiracy theories. But what if the truth is far more subtle, far more ancient, and far more deeply embedded in the world we live in today? The Illuminati is not merely a cabal of powerful individuals operating in secrecy. It is, at its core, a manifestation of something much older, a system of control that has been passed down through generations, hidden in plain sight, and carefully woven into the very fabric of our cities, our governments, and our institutions. To understand the Illuminati, we must first look at the world they inhabit, a world built upon symbolism, ritual, and sacred geometry. These are not abstract concepts or relics of ancient times, but tools used to control the minds and spirits of those who inhabit the world. The Illuminati is not just about holding power. It is about shaping reality itself, bending the consciousness of humanity to serve a higher agenda. And the first place we can see this agenda in action is in the very buildings we walk past every day. Look at the cities we live in, at the grand cathedrals, the government buildings, the monuments. These structures are more than just functional spaces. They are temples, built with purpose, designed to influence and to control. They are the physical manifestations of an ancient system of power that reaches back to the very dawn of civilization. And they are still functioning today, guiding our actions, shaping our beliefs, and molding our understanding of the world around us. The Illuminati is not a hidden society. It is a society embedded in the architecture that shapes our world. Take, for example, the famous Gothic cathedrals of Europe. To the untrained eye, they are simply magnificent works of architecture, towering above the landscape, their stained glass windows casting brilliant rays of light upon the world below. But look closer, and you will see that these structures are built upon sacred geometry, an ancient system of proportions and alignments that harnesses the energy of the universe itself. The architects of these cathedrals were not simply designing spaces for worship. They were designing spaces that would channel cosmic forces, aligning the physical with the spiritual. The geometry of the cathedral, from the shape of the arches to the positioning of the altar, was all carefully planned to tap into the energy of the earth and the cosmos. This same sacred geometry can be found in many of the world's most powerful buildings. Consider the layout of Washington, D.C., for example. The streets are not laid out haphazardly. They are part of a larger design, one that aligns with celestial bodies and energy grids that have been known since ancient times. The Capitol building, with its grand dome, is not just a place for lawmakers to convene. It is a modern-day temple, a reflection of the ancient temples of Egypt and Greece, designed with the same principles of sacred geometry to harness the power of the universe. It is a tool of control, a building designed not only to serve the political needs of the nation, but to influence the consciousness of those who enter. But the Illuminati's influence is not just confined to government buildings and cathedrals. It extends to our daily lives, shaping our understanding of the world in ways we may not even be aware of. Take the Pentagon, for instance. On the surface, it may seem like just a military headquarters, a place where decisions are made about national defense. But look deeper, and you'll find that the Pentagon, like so many other structures, is a temple, designed with intention, built upon principles of sacred geometry, and aligned with the forces of power. The very shape of the Pentagon, a five-sided structure, is a symbol of the pentagram, an ancient symbol of protection and power. It is not just a building, it is a tool of influence, designed to project power and shape the course of history. And then there is the Vatican, the spiritual center of the Catholic world. It is perhaps the most famous example of a temple built upon the principles of sacred geometry and hidden knowledge. The Vatican is not just a religious site. It is a powerful temple, a place where spiritual forces are harnessed and directed to influence the world. The obelisk at the center of St. Peter's Square, for example, is an ancient Egyptian symbol, one that represents the power of the sun and the divine. It is placed precisely at the heart of the Vatican, aligned with the power of the cosmos, serving as a conduit for spiritual energy. These buildings are not just structures, they are tools of power, and they were built with a specific purpose, to shape the energy of the universe and to influence the consciousness of those who enter. Whether we are aware of it or not, we are constantly being influenced by the spaces we inhabit. The very air we breathe in these temples, these sacred places, is charged with energy, and that energy affects us on a subconscious level. But it's not just the physical architecture that holds power. The rituals performed within these temples, the symbols carved into their walls, the very design of the space itself, all of these elements serve a greater purpose. They are tools of spiritual manipulation, designed to bind the consciousness of the individual to a higher power. And that higher power, as we have seen throughout history, is not always benevolent. It is a power that seeks to control, to manipulate, and to direct the course of human events for its own benefit. The rituals performed in these spaces are not just symbolic, they are real. They are meant to harness the energy of the universe, to bend it to the will of those in power. These rituals are not just about spiritual enlightenment, they are about control. Through the use of symbols, sound, and geometry, those who perform these rituals are able to shape the minds of those who participate, guiding them toward a specific agenda. And that agenda, though cloaked in secrecy, is one that serves the elite few, those who have the knowledge and the power to manipulate the world around us. This is the world we live in, a world shaped by ancient knowledge, by hidden forces that influence our thoughts, our actions, and our very perception of reality. The Illuminati, in all its mystery and secrecy, is not a hidden force. It is a very real part of our world, embedded in the architecture that surrounds us. These buildings, these temples, are not just structures. They are living entities, charged with energy and influence. They are part of a larger system of control, one that has been in place for centuries, and one that continues to shape our world today. But there is hope. The same knowledge that has been used to control can also be used to free. The energy that flows through these temples, the symbols that are embedded in their walls, can be harnessed to awaken us to the truth. By understanding the power of these places, by seeing them for what they truly are, we can begin to break free from the system that has held us captive for so long. The key to this awakening lies in the understanding of sacred geometry, of symbols, of energy. Once we understand how these forces work, we can begin to use them for our own purposes, to break free from the control that has been placed upon us, to awaken to a higher consciousness, and to reclaim our power. The Illuminati may have used these tools to dominate, but we can use them to liberate ourselves. The power is within us. It always has been. As we continue this journey, we will explore more of these hidden truths. We will dive deeper into the secrets of sacred geometry, into the power of symbols, and into the rituals that have been used to control the masses. But for now, remember this: the power to awaken lies within you. You are not just a pawn in a grand game. You are the player. And the game is yours to win. Let us continue our exploration together, step by step, as we uncover the hidden world that has been concealed from us for so long. The truth is within our reach, and once we see it, we can use it to create a new world, one built on freedom, awareness, and true enlightenment. The Illuminati, often whispered about in hushed tones, conjures images of shadowy figures manipulating the world's affairs from hidden rooms. But the truth, though cloaked in mystery, is far more intriguing. It's not simply about a secretive group pulling strings behind closed doors. It's about a network of power, intertwined deeply with the world around us, and the architecture that shapes our cities and societies. The Illuminati, if we look beyond the myths and assumptions, is not just a conspiracy. It is an embodiment of the oldest desire for control over knowledge, over light, over the very energy that courses through our world. And that control is symbolized in part through the temples and monuments that they designed. These places, both visible and hidden, are the physical manifestations of a spiritual empire, a realm where the divine intersects with the material, where symbols, geometry, and energy are woven together to bend our reality to the will of those in power. What makes these Illuminati temples so unique is that they aren't mere buildings. They are living, breathing entities, designed not only to be beautiful, but also to channel the forces of the universe. As we walk through the streets, we are surrounded by these invisible lines of power, lines drawn by the architects of old and by the architects of the modern world. These places are built on sacred geometry, on ley lines, and on magnetic fields, all of which were carefully chosen to unlock the energy of the earth and the heavens. The design of the buildings, the placement of their elements, and the symbols etched into their walls. Every detail was intentionally chosen to serve a higher purpose, one that we may not even realize we are part of. Take, for instance, the Vatican, often seen as the spiritual center of the Catholic world. But beneath its grandeur lies a profound truth. Its architecture was designed with the same principles that guided the ancient Egyptians, the Greeks, and the Babylonians. The obelisk in St. Peter's Square, for example, is not just a historical artifact. It is a symbol of power, a tool used to channel cosmic energy. The Vatican, with its sacred geometry, its alignment with celestial bodies, and its positioning on ley lines, is a giant temple built to harness the energy of the universe itself. And it doesn't stop there. The Vatican's secrets are hidden within its walls, in its archives, in its crypts. The very foundation of the building is a testament to the power of ancient knowledge, passed down through the ages and concealed from the public eye. But the Vatican is just one example. All across the world, from the Gothic cathedrals of Europe to the sprawling government buildings of Washington, D.C., we see the same principles at play. These are not just buildings, they are temples, each one designed to influence the minds of those who walk through their doors. Take Washington, D.C., for instance. The layout of the city is not a mere coincidence. It is a carefully planned design, utilizing sacred geometry to project power and control. Streets converging into triangles, squares, and pentagrams are not just aesthetic choices. They are strategic alignments meant to channel energy and shape the consciousness of those who live there. The Capitol building, with its dome and its alignment with St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican, is a perfect example of how the modern world still follows the ancient principles of power and control. What we often fail to recognize is that these sacred designs aren't just relics of the past. They are still active, still shaping the world we live in today. When we walk through these spaces, we are unknowingly walking through places of influence. We are not simply passing through buildings. We are stepping into spaces that have been designed to shape our thoughts, to influence our behaviors, and to subtly control our lives. And the more we understand this hidden truth, the more we begin to see the world differently. The next time you pass a monument, a cathedral, or even a government building, remember, what you're seeing is not just architecture. It is a tool of power, one that has been carefully crafted to manipulate not only the material world, but the spiritual world as well. Now that we understand the physical and symbolic significance of these temples, let's look closer at the sacred geometry that binds them together. You see, the key to understanding these temples isn't just in the symbols they display or the rituals they house. It's in the very design of the space itself. The use of sacred geometry, which has been passed down from ancient civilizations, is at the heart of every powerful building. This geometry, from the pyramids of Egypt to the cathedrals of Europe, is meant to align the physical world with the divine. The principles of proportion, symmetry, and alignment aren't just mathematical concepts, they are spiritual ones. By creating buildings that are in harmony with the natural laws of the universe, the ancient architects were able to harness the cosmic forces that govern the world. Consider the shape of the pyramid, a structure found across many ancient civilizations. It is not just a shape, it is a symbol of ascension, a connection between the earth and the heavens. The Egyptians understood that the pyramid, with its precise angles and proportions, could act as a conduit for spiritual energy. The same principle applies to the design of cathedrals in Europe. The pointed arches, the vertical lines that seem to reach toward the heavens, these were not just architectural innovations. They were designed to align with the energy of the cosmos, to channel divine power into the structure and into the souls of those who entered. The placement of the altar, the design of the stained glass windows, the height of the ceilings, all were intended to create a space where the divine could be felt, where the boundary between the material and the spiritual world could be blurred. These buildings, these temples, are not just about worship, they are about connection. They are about aligning ourselves with the forces of the universe, tapping into the energy that flows through all things, and using that energy to shape our lives. The rituals performed within these walls are not just symbolic, they are practical. They are meant to manipulate energy, to shift the consciousness of those who participate in them, and to align the physical world with the spiritual. But there is a deeper lesson here. The very buildings that were designed to control us can also be used to free us. Just as the Illuminati used these temples to maintain power, we can learn to use these same principles to awaken to a higher understanding. We can learn to recognize the energy that flows through these spaces and use it to break free from the control that has been placed upon us. The key is awareness. When we open our eyes to the hidden truths that lie behind these structures, we can begin to take back the power that was stolen from us. The same energy that was once harnessed to control us can now be harnessed to set us free. So, the next time you step into a church, a government building, or even a monument, take a moment to look beyond the surface. Understand that these spaces are not just physical places, they are sacred, powerful spaces that have been carefully designed to influence your mind, body, and spirit. But they are also places of potential. The power they hold can be yours to claim. The energy they contain can be harnessed to awaken your spirit, to open your eyes to the truth, and to break free from the illusion of control. The temples are not just for the elite. They are for all of us, and once we understand their true power, we can use it to create a new world, one built on awareness, freedom, and enlightenment. As we continue to unravel the mysteries hidden within these temples and the architecture of power, we now must confront a deeper reality, the reality of rituals, and the true meaning of what occurs inside these sacred spaces. These rituals, often performed in secrecy, are not merely symbolic. They are far more deliberate. They are part of a larger plan, one that has been in motion for centuries. The rituals are not just for show or for spiritual elevation. They are tools, carefully crafted mechanisms meant to bind the participants to a system that controls, manipulates, and restricts the flow of true knowledge. These rituals, whether public or hidden in the shadows, serve as a means of reinforcing the power structures that have existed for so long. When we look at the Illuminati and other secret societies, it is easy to think that their rituals are simply about the occult, mystical rites meant to invoke spiritual forces. But when we look deeper, we see that the true purpose of these rituals is not to commune with divine powers, but to solidify power among a select few. It is not about spiritual enlightenment, but about control. Through rituals, energy is harnessed, consciousness is shaped, and allegiance to the system is affirmed. Take a moment to consider the high-ranking leaders of these organizations, the elite who participate in these secret ceremonies. Behind the doors of these temples, they are not just participating in ancient rites. They are entering a covenant, a pact that binds them to the power structures that have been in place for millennia. These rituals are designed to fracture the psyche, to break down the individual, and to reforge them into a willing participant in the game of control. Through manipulation, through secrecy, and through trauma, those who enter these spaces are changed forever. They leave with a deeper understanding of the power they hold and the price they must pay to maintain it. The role of blood sacrifice in these rituals cannot be ignored. It is not a myth. It is not something relegated to ancient history or dark fantasy. Ritual sacrifice, whether literal or symbolic, has always been part of these secret ceremonies. Blood, as ancient traditions have always understood, is the most powerful carrier of life force. It is the conduit through which the energy of the universe flows, and it is this energy that these elites seek to manipulate. Through the shedding of blood, through ritualistic sacrifice, the energy that is released is harnessed, controlling not just the physical world, but the spiritual forces that lie beneath it. These rites are not just about appeasing gods or invoking spirits. They're about consolidating power. They are about binding the participants to a system that will ensure their loyalty, control their actions, and ultimately shape the course of human history. And they do so by fracturing the individual's identity and forcing them to become part of something larger, something darker, something that demands allegiance to a hidden truth. But what is this hidden truth? What is the force that these rituals seek to control? It is the force of light. Yes, light, the very thing that was once thought to illuminate the world and bring knowledge. In the world of the Illuminati and secret societies, light is not a symbol of enlightenment or freedom. It is a symbol of control. The power to control the light is the power to control the minds of men. And that is what these rituals are truly about. We see the remnants of this manipulation in the symbols that are scattered throughout our cities, embedded in the very structures we walk by every day. The obelisks, the pentagons, the triangles, all of these symbols are not just decorative elements. They are energetic gateways. They serve as markers, places where the energies of the universe are channeled into the world. They are tools, carefully placed in strategic locations to keep the population under control, to maintain the illusion of freedom while secretly tightening the grip on the collective consciousness. But here's where it gets interesting. These temples, these ritual spaces, they aren't just places of darkness. They are also places of great potential. If the elites can use these temples to control and manipulate, then surely we can use them for the opposite purpose. The very same energy that has been harnessed for power can be used for awakening. The same symbols that were once used to trap us can also be used to free us. But only if we understand them. And that brings us to the next chapter in our journey. How do we break free from this system? How do we escape the hidden webs of control that have been woven into the fabric of our lives? The first step is awareness. Once we begin to see the symbols for what they truly are, once we begin to understand the purpose behind the rituals and the power embedded in these structures, we can begin to reclaim our own power. The very energy that has been used to subjugate us can be turned around and used to awaken the spirit, to open our eyes to the truth, and to break free from the control that has been placed upon us. The second step is liberation. When we see these symbols and these structures for what they are, we are no longer bound by them. We can choose to reclaim the energy that they seek to harness, to rechannel it for our own purposes. The buildings, the temples, the monuments, they no longer hold sway over us. We can see them for what they truly are, not tools of control, but stepping stones to freedom. And that's the final lesson here. The power of the Illuminati and other secret societies is real, but it is not invincible. The temples they have built, the rituals they perform, the symbols they use, they are not unbreakable. We have the power to see through the veil, to break free from the control, and to awaken to a higher truth. It begins with understanding the past, the hidden truths of the world, and using that knowledge to shape a new future, one built on awareness, freedom, and enlightenment. As we move forward, we'll explore the tools and strategies that can help us break free from this system. But for now, let's take a moment to reflect. The energy that the Illuminati and secret societies have worked so hard to control is the same energy that flows through us all. Once we understand how to harness it, we can reclaim our power and break free from the chains that have held us for so long. The temples are not just places of power, they are places of transformation. And once we understand the secrets they hold, we can use that knowledge to awaken to a new reality. A reality where we are no longer controlled, but free. Free to create, free to think, free to be who we truly are. And that is the greatest power of all. As we come to the end of this journey, it's important to take a step back and reflect on everything we've uncovered. Throughout this exploration, we've peeled back the layers of history, uncovering hidden truths that have shaped the world we live in today. From the sacred geometry woven into the very fabric of our cities to the secret rituals performed in ancient temples, we've seen that the world is not as it appears on the surface. The Illuminati, far from being just a shadowy conspiracy, is part of a much larger, deeply rooted system that stretches back through time, influencing everything from our architecture to our thoughts, our beliefs, and our actions. But more than just unveiling the secrets of the Illuminati, we've also learned something crucial: that the power they seek to control is the same power we can harness to awaken, to break free, and to create a new reality. The Illuminati, through its symbols and hidden knowledge, has spent centuries shaping the world, carefully placing its influence in plain sight. From the monuments that stand tall in the heart of our cities to the hidden lines of energy that run beneath our feet, they have embedded their control into the very structures that surround us. But the key to breaking free from this system lies in understanding these forces, in recognizing the power of sacred geometry, the significance of ancient symbols, and the energy that flows through all of us. By seeing the world for what it truly is, we gain the power to shift our perspective, to step outside the illusion, and to reclaim our freedom. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when faced with the enormity of this knowledge. The idea that we've been walking through a world designed to control us, shaped by forces we can't even see, can be unsettling. But it's important to remember that the very same energy that the Illuminati uses to bind us is the energy that can set us free. The rituals, the symbols, the buildings, they are all tools that can either be used to manipulate or to awaken. It's up to us to choose how we use them. The truth is not hidden from us. It's right here, all around us, in the architecture we pass by every day, in the symbols we encounter, in the energy that connects all things. Once we open our eyes to this truth, we can begin to shift the course of our lives, to reclaim our power, and to create a new reality. As we reflect on this knowledge, it's important to take action. We cannot simply learn about these truths and leave them behind. We must live them. We must use this newfound understanding to break free from the system of control that has been built around us. We must take responsibility for our own consciousness, our own energy, and our own freedom. The power to change our lives and the world is in our hands. But it starts with awareness. Awareness that we are not powerless. Awareness that we are connected to something greater, something beyond the confines of the physical world. And once we understand that connection, we can begin to tap into the infinite potential that lies within us all. So what can we do with this knowledge? How can we apply it to our lives, to our world, to our future? The answer lies in the choices we make every day. The energy we choose to embrace, the symbols we choose to follow, the rituals we choose to engage in, these are the things that shape our reality. We have the power to create, to transform, and to awaken to a higher truth. And as we do so, we become the architects of our own destiny, free from the shackles of manipulation and control. If you've enjoyed this journey with me, if you found yourself intrigued by the secrets we've uncovered, don't let it end here. This is just the beginning. There's so much more to explore, so many more hidden truths to discover. Together, we can continue to unlock the mysteries of the world, to awaken to a higher consciousness, and to create a new reality for ourselves and for those around us. So, if you haven't already, I encourage you to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on future videos. I'm committed to bringing you more insights, more revelations, and more ways to awaken to the truth. Let's continue this journey together, and let's keep digging deeper into the hidden world that surrounds us. The truth is out there, and it's waiting for us to uncover it. But before we go, take a moment to reflect. What have you learned from this video? How has your perspective shifted? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's start a conversation about what it means to awaken, to break free, and to reclaim our power. Your journey doesn't end here. In fact, it's just beginning. Let's embrace the light, embrace the truth, and embrace the power that lies within us all. As always, thank you for watching. Stay awake, stay curious, and remember, the truth is yours to find. And once you do, there's nothing that can stand in your way. Until next time, keep seeking, keep questioning, and keep discovering the hidden truths that shape our world. And remember, the power to create the reality you desire is already within you. It's time to awaken, to rise, and to take back what's rightfully yours. Like, subscribe, and let's continue this journey together.